Hi reception and welcome to Tuesday's Maths. Now I'm going to share my screen because we're going to start off our learning today playing a game and it's called Which One Doesn't Belong? So we're going to play a game of which one doesn't belong. Here are some dot plates. Have a look at which number is shown on the plates. Which one doesn't belong? That's right. The number 2 plate doesn't belong because of the rest of the plates are showing number 3. So the number 2 plate is the one which doesn't belong. It's the odd one out. I've got some different dot plates now. Have a look at our dot plates. Which one doesn't belong? That's right. The number 3 plates is the one which doesn't belong. The other plates are representing number 4. So number 3 one is the plate that doesn't belong. Now, here I have got something different. Do you know what this is called? It's something called a balance scale. Can we all say that together? 1, 2, 3. Balance scale. Here comes an orange. What has happened to the balance scale? Yes, the orange is heavy, so it's made the scale tip. So the orange is heavy, so the scale has tipped. We've got another balance scale here. Whoop! Here comes that orange again. What has happened this time to the orange and to the balance scale? That's right. The orange has made the scale tip the other side of the scales this time because it is heavy. Now that's going to be a key word we're going to use today, heavy. Can you say that word? Heavy. So the orange is heavy and therefore has made the scale tip. This time I have got a leaf and a pebble. Here they come. What has happened to the balance scale? What's happened to the leaf and what's happened to the pebble? That's right. The pebble is heavy, so has made the scale tip. So the pebble is heavier than the leaf and has made the scale tip, which means the leaf is lighter than the pebble. Can you explain now to a grown-up maybe in your house? Explain what's happened to the weighing scales and to the leaf and to the pebble. Well done. So the pebble is heavier and has made the scale tip. The pebble is heavier than the leaf. The leaf is lighter than the pebble. That's another key word, lighter. Can you say that word? Lighter. So our two key words today when we're explaining our weighing scales are heavier and lighter. This time I want you to predict what is going to happen to the weighing scales. So which object do you think is going to be heavier and which object do you think is going to be lighter? It's a pineapple and a cake. What's going to happen? What has happened, reception, to the weighing scales? Perfect. The pineapple is heavier. It has made the weighing scales tip. That must mean the cake is lighter than the pineapple. Did you use those two key words, heavier and lighter, to predict? Okay, I've got two more objects. What do you notice this time, reception? What has happened this time to the balance scales? Have any of the shells made the weighing scales tip? No. Why do you think that is? Both the shells weigh the same, so therefore the balance scales won't tip because one shell is not heavier or lighter than the other. The shells weigh the same, so the balance scales stay the same. So both shells weigh the same. Now I've got a full glass of water and an empty glass of water. What will happen? Can you use the words heavier and lighter to explain what you think is going to happen? Here they come. What's going to happen to the weighing scales? Oh, can you explain what has happened? Fantastic. The full glass of water has made the weighing scales tip. That means the full glass is heavier than the empty glass. The empty glass is lighter than the full glass. I've got a balloon and an apple. What's going to happen? Can you explain what has happened using the key words heavier and lighter? What has happened to the balance scales when we've put a balloon and an apple on? What has happened? Fantastic. The apple has made the scales tip, which means the apple is heavier than the balloon. The balloon is lighter than the apple. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can see me, reception. Now it's your turn. So I would like you to explore, okay, what happens when you weigh different objects. Now, you might have a balance scale, okay, like the ones we have in school, maybe in your homes. So we're showing to put some bean bags in here. So if I had 2 bean bags in the other one, okay, and 5 in here, what's happened to my weighing scales? That's right. The more bean bags are heavier than 2 bean bags. So if you've got balance scales at home like this, you could explore different objects and you can write the ones down that are heavier and lighter. You could make a list. Now don't worry if you haven't got balance scales in your houses, because you can use your hands. So you could use your hands and put different objects and weigh them like you're a balance scale yourself. So you can shut your eyes, put the objects in and pretend that you are the weighing scales, and which one makes your hands drop and which one makes your hands go up like that. If it drops, it's heavier, and if it's up, it means it's lighter. Or you could pretend that you are balance scales and put your arms out like this. And if you have buckets in your house, hold one bucket in each hand and place different objects and pretend that you are a balance scale yourself. Hopefully you have lots of fun. I hope you've enjoyed learning all about balance scales today. Can you remember those 2 key words? Heavier and lighter. See if you can use those key words when you're exploring different objects in your house. Bye, reception.